Christine Grail with Leica Geosystems. I'm in the zone at HxGN Live. I'm here with Kathy Hayes, who is the BIM Business Manager for Leica Geosystems. And also here with me today is Zach Creech, who is Senior Engineer for Holder Construction Company. Zach, Holder Construction Company is really big in BIM. You guys are a BIM leader. Can you tell me a little bit about how you approach building information modeling, which is BIM, of course, and what sort of benefits your firm sees from that?
Sure. So building information modeling to us is, if I had to, I guess, explain it in one sentence, it's problem solving. So if we have a problem with the schedule, we're going to use a 4D animation to solve that problem, to explain it better to the owner. If we have a lot of systems in one particular space, we're going to use clash detection, which is just a way of bringing all the models in together at once from the subcontractors to find out what the conflicts are and then resolve those. If there is a constructability issue, we'll use any combination of modeling tools to recreate that and then either explain the scope better using that model or really just solve that problem, whatever it may be, if it's a constructability issue or any number of things. So it's a broad definition, at least for us, but it's comprised of me and actually 19 more people that are, I guess, full-time BIM people with Holder Construction. So I don't know if that encapsulates it, but.
Yeah. Now, Kathy, you're talking a lot this week about the Leica BIM field trip. Can you explain a little bit about what that is and what that does for BIM?
Sure, absolutely. So the Leica BIM field trip is the concept we use to talk about the Leica solutions for BIM. And the Leica BIM field trip helps to bring together the field and the office. And the way that it does that is three main ways. One, we take point clouds or scan existing buildings for renovation and retrofit work, and then bring that information into the office to use it as a basis, an as-built basis for new construction planning. So that's the first way. And the second way is by enriching that new construction with layout points and then replicating it out into the field with total stations. And then the third is by validating that what in the field is actually what was designed back in the office.
So you basically have three key points. You have the inform, the enrich, and the validate.
Yes.
What does that do in terms of workflows?
Yeah, so on the inform piece, this one is really critical for construction projects, for design and construction, because today many people rely on as-built drawings, paper drawings, and they're very rarely accurate.
Sure.
So if you design and plan construction off of as-built drawings that aren't accurate, it's going to show up in the field during construction. And so it's really important that you start with the good information so that you can avoid rework downstream in the field. So our solution takes a lot of the guesswork out of the equation by scanning reality to create an as-built point cloud of exactly what's there today. Now you can either scan exactly what's there now today, or some of our customers are doing demolition in existing spaces and then scanning that area so they know exactly what they have to build and design within. That way they're actually designing and planning construction based on what's actually in reality today. And that reduces rework and waste by planning on reality and not mythical 2D drawings that always have errors in them because things change and they don't get documented. So that really helps to improve the process or the quality of design and construction. So that's the first point of inform. And then if we move to enrich, today most of construction layout is done from 2D drawings and plumb bobs and tape measures. Now, if you think about it, we live in a three-dimensional world. We design three-dimensionally, and then to crush it down into 2 dimensions, it's just kind of counterintuitive. The longer you can keep the information 3D, the longer you can hold the integrity of this highly coordinated model. So the idea is to apply your construction layout points directly on this highly coordinated, accurate model, and then be able to replicate that directly on the job site so that it turns into like paint by numbers for installers in the field. That way you're taking the accuracy in the office and literally replicating it on the job site. So there's no translation of information from 3D to 2D and tape measures and plumb bobs. So it takes out all these manual processes, It automates it, and it reduces rework and errors because it's all automated and all comes from that one source. So that's just a great way to take the accuracy of BIM and then pair it with the accuracy of the Leica instruments. And we have the fastest, most accurate instruments on the market. So putting BIM and Leica together is really a win-win combination to get the highest level of accuracy in construction. So that really helps to streamline processes and make the construction process a lot more predictable.
Sure.
And then the third piece of that is validate. So now you've actually got construction in progress in the field. It's really important to see how what's actually physically built in reality compares to what was designed back in the office. Things change. You know, formwork for concrete bows or moves or gets kicked or not placed in the right place because of an error or whatever reason. A lot of things can happen on the job site. And the problem is, if the structure shifts or changes during construction, then other systems that are yet to be installed may not fit, because sometimes you have very tight spaces for your mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems. And if something shifts or changes with steel or concrete, it's not going to fit, which means there are going to be problems during construction. They could potentially stop the job site because they don't have the right parts or pieces, and then they have to back order. It just costs time and money, and predictability is out the window. So you need to predict these things. So we can capture, you know, in progress construction using either our new multi-station scanners or our total stations to capture what is exactly there now, and then merge it back with the model data in the office so that you can predict and see if there are going to be any problems, constructability problems, so they can get solved in the office long before they become a schedule halting problem in the field. So the benefits are great for the Leica BIM field trip for all three phases.
Sure. Now I know, Zach, that you guys have been using the Leica BIM field trip for a while. Can you tell me what different components of that, how that works with your workflow?
Sure. So there's really three different portions, and I'll talk about this in our class later on, I guess tomorrow, but as far as the different facets, to combine them all is a bit hard to explain, but if I had to, I guess, break them into three segments, I'd say there's the layout piece, which is great because you have models that we're already getting from our design partners, so architects and engineers, and we take those models and do a number of things with them as a contractor, but one of the things that we've been doing lately is actually essentially stripping a typical floor, for example, from that model and then using it to lay out. It's as simple as extracting that, verifying that it's correct, adding maybe some new dimensions to verify that what's in the model represents what's actually in the drawings, and if that's true, there's no reason why we can't lay out from that. So that's probably the most realistic thing that we're looking at right now to expand on. And as far as high definition scanning, the thing that's great about that is that it's anytime there's an existing space, we can scan that, stitch it together, and then we add that to a model we typically already have. So to combine those, that's why I think the MS-50 is great, because I don't know that there's really anything that we've done that's combined the layout piece with the scanning piece until, I guess, today. So I'm excited about it.
Sure, so you saw the introduction of the Leica Nova MS-50 today.
That's right. And
you clearly see some application for that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so new, I got to bring it back and try to explain it, because I think as a company, we're pretty ingrained in the idea of using total stations we've had for decades, and to introduce a whole new product that, I mean, it's not brand new, it's still of course a total station, but the added benefit of scanning, I think, might be just so unprecedented that it's going to take maybe some time to fully understand it, but the potential is huge, so I'm excited about it.
Sure. Yeah, I'd like to add to that as well. We're super excited about the MS-50 as well from the Leica BIM field trip standpoint, because it really is truly the one solution that can complete the entire BIM field trip for construction. So no matter what the job or what you're doing, it's everything in one solution. So you can lay out, you can do QA, QC, all with the same instrument. So we're really excited about the potential it brings to building construction, especially helping complete that Leica BIM field trip.
Absolutely. Well, Kathy, thank you. Zach, thank you so much.
Sure.
From HxGN Live, I'm Christine Grail with Leica Geosystems. Thank you.